Ever wondered what defines your generation? Let's start with the oldest one we generally recognize today, the Lost Generation. Born between the years 1883 and 1900, the Lost Generation was shaped by key events such as World War I. This was a time of tremendous change, with the world transitioning from the Gilded Age of Victorian ideals into the harsh realities of modern warfare. The experience of global conflict and its aftermath led to defining characteristics of this generation, notably disillusionment and skepticism. The Lost Generation questioned the values and promises of the previous era, leading to a deep sense of alienation. Yet, out of this turmoil came intense literary creativity. Authors like Ernest Hemingway and F. Scott Fitzgerald chronicled their experiences, giving voice to a generation that felt lost amidst rapid societal change. With their experiences, the Lost Generation paved the way for the generations to come. Moving forward, we encounter the Greatest Generation, born between 1901 and 1927. This generation was shaped by some of the most pivotal events in human history. They endured the trials of the Great Depression, a time of economic hardship and uncertainty that tested the mettle of nations and individuals alike. The Great Depression wasn't their only test, though. They were also the brave souls who fought and won the Second World War, a global conflict that redefined the world's political and social landscape. The Greatest Generation is known for their perseverance, self-sacrifice, and humility. They were a generation of doers who understood the value of hard work and the importance of community. They did not seek recognition, but their actions spoke louder than words. Their resilience and sacrifice shaped the world we live in today, and continues to inspire future generations. The Greatest Generation truly lived up to their name, showing resilience in the face of great adversity. Next, we have the Silent Generation, those born between 1928 and 1945. This group came of age during some of the most defining moments of the 20th century, including the Cold War. This was a time of intense political and military tension, and it shaped their worldview in countless ways. Members of the Silent Generation are often characterized as rule followers, and there's a good reason for this. They were raised during a time when conformity was highly valued, and this influenced their attitudes and behaviors. They learned to respect authority and to value stability and order. But don't let the name fool you. The Silent Generation is also known for their strong work ethic. They believed in hard work and dedication, and many of them spent their entire careers with a single company. This commitment to stability and perseverance has left a lasting mark on our society. The Silent Generation often overlooked, but their influence is undeniable. Then, we find the Baby Boomers, born between 1946 and 1964. This generation came of age during a time of monumental societal shifts. Imagine, if you will, the civil rights movement, a beacon of hope and change, challenging centuries-old prejudices and injustices. Picture the Vietnam War, a period of conflict and controversy that divided the nation and the world. But let's delve into the psyche of a boomer. Known for their competitive spirit, they're often seen as go-getters, always trying to climb higher, achieve more. Resourcefulness, they've got it in spades. Born in an era of scarcity and molded by the prosperity that followed, they learned to make the most of what they had. Goal-centric? Absolutely. They're the ones who set the bar high, who believed in the American dream. The Baby Boomers, a generation that reshaped societal norms and expectations. This is the indomitable spirit of the Boomer generation, a testament to their enduring influence and legacy. Following the Boomers, we have Generation X, those born between 1965 and 1980. This period was a time of significant change. The fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989 marked the end of an era, while the rise of personal computing ushered in a new one. These pivotal events shaped Generation X, instilling them with a spirit of adaptability and independence. This generation is often characterized by their balance. They've had to navigate the divide between the analog and digital worlds, adapt to economic shifts, and balance work-life commitments like no other generation before them. They're the first to champion flexible working and are known to value work-life balance. Their independent streak is a notable characteristic. Gen Xers are self-reliant, and they're often seen as the go-getters who paved the way for the entrepreneurial spirit we see so prevalent today. Generation X, often considered the middle child of generations, but their impact is far from middling. Next up, the Millennials, born between 1981 and 1996. This generation came of age during a time of significant transformation. From the terror of 9/11 to the technological revolution brought about by the advent of the internet, millennials have witnessed and navigated through some of the most dramatic shifts in global history. But what defines millennials? Well, this generation is often characterized as tech-savvy, having grown up in an era where the internet and social media became everyday tools. They're known for their diversity, with a broader mix of racial and ethnic groups than any previous generation. And they're expressive, unafraid to share their opinions and experiences with the world, often through digital platforms. This generation has not only adapted to the rapid changes around them, but they've become drivers of these changes themselves. Millennials, a generation that has truly reshaped our digital world. Now we move to Generation Z, born between 1997 and 2012. This generation, often referred to as the I generation, Zoomers, or simply Gen Z, has had a unique upbringing that sets them apart from their predecessors. Growing up in the shadow of the global financial crisis, they witnessed a world in turmoil. As the economy faltered, they saw their parents and older siblings struggle, instilling in them a sense of realism and practicality. They're not just dreamers, they're doers, focused on making the world a better place, but it's not all gloom and doom. Gen Z also saw the rise of social media platforms. They're digital natives born into a world where information, entertainment, and social interaction are just a click or a swipe away. From Facebook to Instagram, Snapchat to TikTok, social media has shaped their lives, influencing their opinions, their relationships, and even their self-image. Interestingly, this generation is the most globally connected of all. With the world at their fingertips, they're not just limited to their immediate surroundings. They can connect with people across the globe, explore different cultures, and gain a broader perspective. This global mindset has made them more accepting of diversity and more aware of global issues, from climate change to social justice. Yet, despite their digital savvy, Gen Z is known for being more private online. Perhaps it's a reaction to the oversharing of previous generations, or maybe it's a heightened awareness of digital privacy issues. Either way, they're changing the way we think about online interaction. In terms of work, Gen Z is entrepreneurial, valuing independence and creativity. They're not content with the status quo and are always looking for ways to innovate and make a difference. And they're just getting started. As they step into adulthood, they're set to bring a fresh perspective to every field they enter, reshaping the world in their image. Generation Z, a generation currently coming of age and already making their mark. Finally, we come to our youngest generation, Generation Alpha, born from 2013 onwards. This is a generation that is growing up in an era unlike any other, their formative years marked by a world that is rapidly changing socially, culturally, and technologically. Perhaps one of the most defining events for Generation Alpha is the COVID-19 pandemic, an event that has undoubtedly left an indelible mark on their collective psyche. They've witnessed the world come to a standstill, seen the value of resilience, and experienced the shift to online learning. It's a shaping event that will likely influence their perspective on health, community, and global connectivity. Yet, there's more to Generation Alpha than just their pandemic experience. They are predicted to be the most technologically integrated generation ever. Born into a world where smartphones and the internet are ubiquitous, they are digital natives in the truest sense. Technology for them is not just a tool, it's an integral part of their life, shaping the way they learn, communicate, and even play. Diversity is another characteristic that sets Generation Alpha apart. They are growing up in a world that is more diverse than ever before. This exposure to a wide range of cultures, perspectives, and experiences from an early age will likely make them more open-minded and accepting. Education, too, plays a significant role in the life of Generation Alpha. They are set to be the most formally educated generation in history. The emphasis on lifelong learning and the accessibility of online education resources means that they have the potential to be a highly knowledgeable and skilled generation. Generation Alpha, then, is a generation like no other. Born into a world of unprecedented change, they are shaping up to be resilient, technologically savvy, diverse, and well-educated. They are a generation that is not just adapting to the changes around them, but one that is poised to lead and innovate. Generation Alpha, our future, a generation full of promise and potential.